Alright, what is up, everybody? Good evening and welcome to the stream, my second stream of the day. And this is going to be hopefully a pretty good one, considering that we are returning to the world of one of the very few PlayStation 4 exclusive games that we played earlier this year, Infamous Second Son, for its standalone DLC named First Light. And from what I'm to understand, this is actually the prequel story of Fetch, who was one of the supporting cast of Second Son. And it's her story, I guess. And maybe, I don't know if it's how she gained her powers or anything about... We do know that she was a drug addict. That is one of the few things we do know about her from the game. But I am not exactly sure, what else we're going to be finding out about the character. And that's good. I'm glad that I did not, spoil myself too much looking into this. It is a standalone download. Very similar to the standalone DLC that was actually made for Infamous 2. If you remember, that one was called Festival of Blood, a what-if scenario if Cole McGrath turned into a vampire. This game is also a standalone, meaning you don't need to still own the older game in order to play it. Okay? And so you might be saying, that's kind of interesting. Here's my line of thinking. I both like this and I dislike it, and I'm going to explain why. I definitely like the idea of the standalone DLC for a couple reasons. Number one, let's face it. Infamous Second Son came out in, what was it, March? It was either March or May. I don't even remember anymore. I think it was a long time ago. Okay? Not everyone holds on to their games forever, especially a game like Infamous Second Son that didn't have any multiplayer. You know what I mean? You play the game, you beat the game, alright, I'm going to trade it in or give it away or whatever. So this is a chance for those who maybe didn't hold on to the game to experience a DLC for it. Number two, it's good because let's say you did not buy Infamous Second Son. Let's say that you actually heard a lot about it, but maybe you heard the reviews and they were kind of lackluster. Some people said it was good but not great. I was kind of in that boat as well. And so this comes out and you're like, well, here's my opportunity for what, 10, 15 bucks to spend and try this out. And if I like this, then I'll go buy the full game, which, by the way, by now is at a discounted price because it's several months old. So I can see tons of advantages of having a standalone DLC. Not many games do this, though. Not many games actually have standalone DLCs. They force you to still own the original game disc in order to continue on with the story. For me, it's a mixed bag, and why I say that is I definitely enjoy the fact that it's a standalone DLC. Okay, I don't have to dig out the disc. At the same time, they didn't announce that this was going to be a standalone DLC until E3. So I actually held on to Infamous Second Son until E3, thinking, oh, there might be a DLC for this game, I need to hold on to the disc. Then when I finally found out, oh, there's going to be a standalone DLC, I went to trade in Infamous Second Son, and I got almost no money for it because the game was several months old already. So in the case of someone who's a frequent game trader, you might be a little annoyed that this happened, okay? So I can see both sides. I really wish that these companies would announce their DLCs much earlier, and I wish that they would announce their intentions earlier. There's actually been a few games that I got burned on where I traded the game in right away, and then a couple months later a DLC came out for it, and I was like, motherfucker, if I had known that was coming out, months earlier, I wouldn't have traded the game in, but I'm certainly not going back to rebuy it to play the DLC now. So, it's an interesting business practice. I'm interested to see who else is going to do it, because honestly, like I said, besides Infamous for 2 different titles now, I can't even remember. I think there might have been 1 or 2 others, but I can't even remember who else does DLC like this. So, we'll have to see, right? So from what I'm to understand, apparently, this game DLC, or actually I shouldn't even call it that. I should just call it this I don't know, an expansion? I don't even know what to call it. I guess they call it a standalone DLC. Alright. It's about 4 to 5 hours long. I've heard it's not particularly challenging, but it is fun. And, of course, people who played it before me, because I've been busy playing so many new releases this week, you know, I get to what I get to when I get to it. So I'm looking forward to starting it tonight and continuing it probably tomorrow, okay? So let me give you guys a rough idea of what's been going down this week and what to expect. So, just so you guys know, yesterday I tried out Madden 15, and I, in particular, really liked it, but it seems like viewer-wise, no one's really liking it. And what I mean by that is, unfortunately, both on the stream, which started out with over 1,200 people and ended with almost only not even 600 people, in addition to YouTube, where the first video so far has been up for a day and has around 10,000 views, it's actually doing good. And then after that, it trails off to almost nothing, and there's some videos that don't even have 1,000 views. I don't think people want to see Madden anymore. And that, does it upset me? No, I'm not, oh man, people don't want to see Madden, people don't like American football. No, because I'm not a humongous fan of American football as it is. But it is upsetting to me because people were asking me to play Madden, asking me to play the career mode, and now everyone's basically under the impression that it's boring. It happens, though, right? You get some games that are winners and some games that are busts. And I think Madden, in this case, is going to end up being a bust. I don't even know if I should continue it, because if I'm not even getting enough attention to warrant me to play it when there's other stuff I could be doing, and trust me, there's about to be an insane amount of stuff I could be doing, then maybe I should do the other stuff. So, I don't know. I'm going to be thinking about this over the next several days, but basically, I don't think I'm going to be playing Madden anytime soon. After that first day, I don't think so. Okay? So, how's it going to work? Well, yesterday I also did The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 5. Huge response. People are loving the playthrough. Unfortunately, I was not able to live stream most of that playthrough because Twitch TV was all screwed up last night during my second stream. And it basically completely crapped out, and no one could really watch the playthrough consistently. But it is live on YouTube in 1080p, and I'm getting overwhelmingly positive response. People loving it and saying, you know, some people are upset because they said that I got a bad ending. Others are saying they respect me for sticking with my choices because I said during the playthrough I am not going to replay it and see the other endings. That I would rather just stick with my choices and feel that that is my canon ending of the DLC, of the episode. And you know, okay, so that was great. And that's what I mean. It's like, you get a game like Madden where I thought people were going to really enjoy it. They really didn't like it, but it seems like whenever there's a solidly good game out there, like The Walking Dead, it does good. So, at least that lets me know that it's not me, it's the game. You know what I mean? Like, it's not me that's turning you guys off, it's the game that I'm playing. And it seems like Madden is just a game that turns you off, while The Walking Dead people seem to love. Refreshing. I'm actually having another one of these Metro Mint waters that I've been mentioning over the past couple of weeks. They're so delicious. Water infused with mint flavor. And I do not get paid by these guys. This is not a paid plug. I actually just like the product a lot, so I mention it every once in a while. So, earlier today, I did the latest Dark Souls 2 DLC, Crown of the Old Iron King. And if you were on stream, or if people are now starting to watch the videos on YouTube, you know how that went. Basically, I really did enjoy the DLC until something happened that really pissed me off. From Software decided to recycle a boss, one of the hardest bosses from the original Dark Souls 2. Some people saying it was one of the hardest bosses they've ever fought when they were playing Dark Souls 2. And it annoys me because the method that I used to kill this boss in Dark Souls 2 cannot be used anymore to kill the boss because they nerfed it. Because so many whiny, hardcore Dark Souls 2 players were saying, we love PvP, and in PvP, if you use lightning, it's overpowered, so nerf it. Completely obliterating the fact that people who don't fucking play PvP don't give a shit, right? And we're just here to play the game and enjoy it. And so basically my class has been nerfed, and magic doesn't even work against this guy. So it looks like it's going to be an incredible grind to beat him. I spent about 20 minutes and got so frustrated with it, I said, fuck this, and I ended the stream and said, I'm just going to relax and not stress out about it today. Next time I play it, I'll focus on it. Alright? And, you know, I am kind of pissed off that guy is in it. Because I don't think he should be. You shouldn't, first of all, you shouldn't have a recycled boss to begin with. That's just fucking ridiculous nonsense. You pay $10 for new content, not for recycled bosses. right? And then number two, the fact that they just in particular had to nerf the class that I was, right? What are the chances that Phil actually plays Dark Souls 2, enjoys it, takes the time to find a strategy that works well, grinds a ton so that he can beat the game, and then they fucking nerf him, right? I mean, it just figures, right? Just figures. So, it pisses me off. And, you know, it is what it is. First of all, I hate to say this, but no one really watches the Dark Souls 2 stuff on YouTube. And I don't mean the original playthrough. The original playthrough did alright. But the DLC, the last DLC that I did, didn't really do very well at all on YouTube. And I think it's because I'm playing them a day later than everyone else. Because I had the unfortunate occurrence of buying the game on PlayStation 3 instead of Xbox 360. I didn't have a great PC to play it on back when the game was new in March. So I didn't get that advantage. And so I'm basically playing the DLCs a day later than everyone, and I don't think anyone's really coming to YouTube to watch my playthrough of the DLC. So I have been challenging myself to do them regardless of the fact that it's not like going to be a giant project and it's not getting a lot of attention. But it is what it is. I do want to go back and try again. What I'm actually thinking of doing is respecking, and I know that I didn't want to do that. I want you to understand that I really like my original build. I liked it. I thought that it was catering to a fun play style. If you remember back in Dark Souls 1, I didn't play anything like that build. It was a different build that I used back then. And so I was really trying something different with Dark Souls 2, and it just happened to be that I lucked out and lucked into one of the best builds in the game. But I think I'm going to have to respec, because I don't think there's any way to progress forward in this game, especially these DLCs, playing the original build that I am in that game. You know? So I think that's just going to have to happen, and I'm going to obviously probably be asking people for help with that when I do it, because I don't know anything about the respec process. I know where to go, and that's it. I don't know what other good builds are. I have a shitload of weapons, armor, and spells that I never used in the game because they weren't for my spec. I don't know if that's going to be good. I don't know if taking a certain weapon that I have and modifying it with some kind of a lightning build or whatever is going to make it better. I don't know any of that. And I'm going to probably need a lot of opinions from people when I go to do that, which is going to be tomorrow, by the way, because tomorrow is Thursday. I have announced that this week there's no vlog, there's no special show, there's no Hate Live or Ask the King, because I'm playing so many games, there's no time for me to do it. Okay? So, if any of you have some suggestions about respecking, you can email me at darksidefil@hotmail.com. You can tweet me at TheyCallMeDSP, or when I'm actually playing the game tomorrow, you can give me suggestions as well. Alright? Now, I'm having a big dilemma right now in my head, and I hope that you guys in the stream chat can help me. Because here's the dilemma I'm having. If you guys haven't been paying attention, Friday I'm not doing any live streaming at all. Friday I'm actually celebrating Leanna's birthday. We're driving into Seattle, and we're spending the day together in Seattle doing a bunch of fun activities. So that means that I'm not going to be able to stream again until Saturday. Saturday I only do one stream, and the one stream is going to be Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. So really, realistically, I can't even get back to streaming any of the stuff that I'm working on now until Sunday after, you know, tomorrow's streams. And as I said, I've heard that this infamous First Light DLC is anywhere from 4 to 5 hours long, depending on how, you know, how well it goes. And I don't want to play it tonight and tomorrow and not beat it, and now it lingers, you know what I mean, forever. Versus, compare that to the Dark Souls DLC, which honestly I'm in no rush to beat. I know it's long. I know people are saying that there's 2 bosses that are incredibly difficult coming up. And I might not even be able to beat it tomorrow, even if I did do Dark Souls 2 on my first stream. So I'm almost thinking that I'm going to do Infamous First Light right now for a couple hours, and then maybe first stream tomorrow I will beat Infamous First Light on first stream, and then I will do some Dark Souls 2 DLC tomorrow night. That's kind of what I'm thinking, okay? So, I don't know. We'll have to see, right? We're going to see what happens. But I'm thinking, yes, this on first stream tomorrow, Dark Souls 2 second stream tomorrow. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So we shall see. We shall see what happens. But I think that's what it's going to be. And then, you know, Saturday will be Leighton versus Phoenix Wright. Sunday we'll probably do more Dark Souls 2 on the first stream. Probably the weekend preview. And then after the weekend preview, I'm thinking of doing some Tamagotchi Life and starting it as a weekly series, Tamagotchi Life, because there's some hilarious stuff in that game that I think people would really enjoy. It's unfortunate that a lot of people are not watching those videos that I made the other day on Monday with the 3DS capture because they're like, ah, oh, that's 3DS, that's Tamagotchi, that's kiddie shit. They're missing out on hilarious fucking content. So I hope that people will spread the word about that and check it out because it is really good. And some people are actually saying that the Tamagotchi Life footage that I did on Sunday is basically the funniest stuff I've done all year. Which is a pretty big saying, or a pretty big statement to say after I played such games like freaking South Park. That's a pretty big statement. So, damn. So, there you have it. That's what my plans are for the next several days. And I hope that you'll be around for all the new content. Keep in mind, anything you miss on stream gets uploaded to my YouTube channel, DSP Gaming. A few people have been asking me what happened to Tales of Exilia 2 because I still have videos left over of it. I'm thinking I'm going to upload those on Friday when I'm not here. You know, on Friday it might be the perfect time to upload those videos since I won't be live streaming and making new videos that day. And then any extra stuff that we may get, you know, in regards to stuff that I recorded but didn't upload yet, I'll just toss that out on Friday. In addition, I actually have Dan Madness that I did a few weeks ago in Ultra Street Fighter 4. I don't know, I have to think about what I want to upload on Friday. I obviously don't want to go nuts, but I do realize that I don't want people sitting around saying, gee, no new content for like a day or two from Phil. That's annoying, especially when there's all these new games out. So we'll see what happens. What's been happening is that I've been recording longer parts. Like today in Dark Souls 2, there were several parts that were almost between 20 and 30 minutes long. And well, unfortunately, what that's doing is giving me less parts to upload. And so I'm uploading this videos faster, and I don't have the surplus footage that I used to. And it's not intentional. I'm actually just kind of losing track of time, especially Dark Souls. That always happens. I lose track of time of what I'm doing, and then I end up having weirdly lengthed parts that aren't commonplace for me. So, all right, everyone. That's about it for the pre-stream. I thank you for being here on Twitch to watch this live. Keep in mind, you guys, if you are able to handle it, are going to get the 1080p, 60 frames per second, unedited, unnerfed videos. Versus, unfortunately, those who watch on YouTube, they'll still get the 1080p, but they're not going to get the 60 frames per second because YouTube doesn't run at 60 frames per second because Google is a bunch of lazy fucks who promise the world and then never implement half the stuff. And they've been promising that they're going to do 60 frames and have not implemented it yet. So, you know, it is what it is. Huh. It is what it is. When you watch on Twitch, you're actually seeing a better quality than if you watch on YouTube because YouTube is a bunch of slow jerks. Alright, so let us end the pre-stream. I'll get my headphones on here. We'll get situated. And then we will get started with Infamous First Light. Sounds good? Alright, let's do it.